Hello, hello. Happy Saturday. How is everyone's day going? What are you up to? What are you doing? It is a gorgeous fall day here in Michigan. It's like really cold in the morning and then warmer at night, so it's still not like super fall vibes, but our tree, which is just right out this window, is starting to change colors. And you may notice, like, I'm in a different area of my house. So I apologize about the lighting and the sound quality. It echoes a ton. We are in my kitchen at my kitchen table. And I know it's very echoey in here. And you might hear my doggos and all of that. But I have been working on this. Okay, from that side, it looks boring as heck. I've been working on this Harry Potter castle. It's not Legos, it's a different brand, but honestly, the quality has been just as good. Um, but so I've been working on it. I'll show you. It's called Tokmak. Here, that has a sticker on it, this side. This is what it's gonna look like, and I am so incredibly excited for it. Um, it's insane. Like, I got this off of TikTok. I did get it as a free sample, um, but I wanna buy this for all my Harry Potter fans. It is incredible. Like, it's a lot. There's, like, almost 2,000 pieces. Um, but it comes with this book and it's all just pictures and numbers of the blocks and everything. So, a little intimidating, but once you break it down, as long as you just don't rip everything open, it's been actually really enjoyable. I've been rewatching all of the Harry Potter movies while I've been working on it, and I'm loving it. It's been just like so relaxing. Like, you have to think about what you're doing while you do it. And then the movies I've seen so many times, just having them play in the background. So I am like completely in my Harry Potter mode for the year. I mean, typically I am anyways, but it's so cool. So there's just like so many details, and I knew that there was a train and that it moved, but then I found out last night when I got to the step. I mean, like, look at the pillars. um I found out that there is, so it doesn't work perfect because all the pieces aren't sitting on top yet, but there's like these little gears that eventually it has a music box. And here, let me just, and it moves the train. Like, yeah, I said it's not perfect and I'm holding it up on the angle, but the train literally moves. So I'm like completely obsessed. I want to finish this this weekend. When it gets to the end, it kind of sounds a little rough, but it's like a little music box, and oh my gosh, so I've been obsessed. I am wearing my Skelligro earrings from Embellish Education. She actually still has at least one of these still in stock, and I'm obsessed. I also have Death Eater ones, which as we get closer to Halloween, I have a Death Eater shirt and earrings, and I just kind of want to do like the darker side of Harry Potter later on. But I got this from TikTok Shop today, which is Hagrid's Pumpkin Farm. So cute. And with the passing of Maggie Smith, I'm just sad, but I've been loving rewatching all of the stuff while I've been working on this. But I don't think I'm going to be watching the movies while I'm with you guys because we own all the DVDs, but I don't have a TV I can watch the DVDs on here in my kitchen. And I don't trust my dogs not to yeet all of these pieces off of my coffee table. So I think I'm going to listen to my audiobook, which is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I'm also currently reading, which, oh my gosh, I got my book sleeve today from April at 'Tis So Sweet. This was originally a released for my friend Jordan's Patreon. It's called Girlies Who Read Book Club. It's these little disco ghosts. And I mean, there's little sparkles, and you guys know how much I love sparkles. And anyways, this came in today. It's been like a happy mail, happy day. I'm in a great mood, except I made my toast and then I forgot about it. And it's just staring at me right now. It's probably cold now. But I got this today, and it does fit my Grady Hendrix, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, which takes place in the same world as My Best Friend's Exorcism. So it's not a sequel. So I'm curious if while listening to one and then reading the other, if it's going to be like super similar or if it's different enough. But yeah, what are you guys up to today? I'm having a great day. If you guys saw in my stories earlier this week on Instagram that I just I don't know, I've been feeling myself again after a very long time of not feeling myself. And so I've just been really emotional in like a good way, like happy crying all the time. And so I'm taking these moments and I'm just savoring them. But yeah, I'm just having a great day. So let me know what you're up to and what you're reading or working on, all the things. Hi, Missy. How are you? Oh my gosh. Also, I bought, I thought was a faux dagger for cosplaying. It's a real dagger. I forgot that in my room, but that's like my fun new toy. So anytime I open packages now, I use that, a letter opener. I feel all intense, and Missy and I were talking about it. That's why I thought of it. Happy Saturday. Good morning, Beth. How are you? Good morning, Laura. That does look awesome. And you know how like when you get some of the knockoff Lego stuff, either the pieces go on and you can never get them off, or they don't stay on. This has not been the case. I do receive a commission if you guys buy this off of TikTok, if you go through my showcase. And I would really appreciate it if you decided to buy it. It is $80, but if you've never shopped on TikTok before, they love coupons and deals, and so do we. I mean, when we're not supporting our friends, you might as well get a deal on this kind of stuff, right? So it is linked in my showcase, and I will probably go live when I finish it or get close to finishing on TikTok. So if you have TikTok and want to watch me build it, I did go live last night and dropped the box on all my pieces, and my pieces went everywhere. And I'm like, okay, live's done. I'm done. Thankfully, all the pieces were found and I completed my stuff. But this is just so cool. And I don't know, I've been so obsessed with it. Like I said, the quality is like Lego quality. And it's like the perfect size. It's about a foot. Sorry, I'm like selling this hard. I am so incredibly grateful that I got this, and I'm obsessed. And so I want to share it. So it's like just under a foot long and then 10 inches wide. I don't know. It says on the package, but and I think it's like 8 inches high. So it should fit on a bookshelf, which I'm just everything Harry Potter right now. It's so funny because every time I go to Disney, I'm like, this is going to fill my Disney like itch. And that's how I feel with Harry Potter. Like, oh, we'll go to Universal and the, fall and Christmas are going to come. And yeah, I'm going to like Harry Potter, but I'm just not going to have that itch. No, I've been obsessed. Like it's the more I love it, the more I love it. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I know, it's so cool. If you haven't shopped on TikTok Shop before, I know it can be kind of scary. I try to only link things that I have bought or have gotten as samples that I think are worth the price. So some things are really cheap, so just know you get what you pay for sometimes. But honestly, I've been really impressed with what I've gotten on TikTok. Like I even got these rings. I got this one today because it's like an opal ish one, and my birthday is this month, and October is an opal. They also have like the pink, but I like opals. So I got this, and I think it was like a buck something. And I've had this green one for a while. I'm not even wearing my wedding ring. Oh my gosh, that's awful. So I've had this green one for a while, and I've worn it a couple times, and my finger hasn't turned green yet, but they're only like $1 or $2. So if you're allergic and sensitive, not going to be your thing probably, but anyways, I could go on and on and on, all the stuff on TikTok. I do have a showcase and I'm starting to do more on it. I get a decent amount of commission, which has been great supplemental income as of late. So yeah, it's really cool. And I know I have so many Harry Potter fans that I think would really like this. Like my brother has the actual Lego castle. He hasn't built it yet because he's in college, and I think it'd be crazy for him to have to move that everywhere. But I know that one's huge, which is amazing. But this one's kind of nice that it's not ginormous. Like it's stageable, you know? Hey Sarah, how are you doing? Also, like I apologize if I'm super echoey. I'm in my kitchen. Hi, April. I'm so glad you're here. I know, isn't it so flipping cute? It's totally like my vibes when I'm in my cutesy Halloween vibes, which I love. I love cutesy and I love dark. I like both. I am rereading the Broken Kingdom books by J.L. Smith. Okay, I've heard really good things about that. I think, Laura, was it you that was, or is that, never mind, that could have been the Bridge Kingdom. So many fantasy books, and then I get them all switched up in my brain. But are you liking it? I'm guessing you love it since you're rereading it. Or are you trying to give it another chance? Matt better watch out with you with that real dagger. Literally the first day I had it, I just kept like, whoosh, and like, don't mess with me. I totally felt like all my favorite baddie fantasy female characters, like Selena and Violet and any dagger I've been obsessed with. You have to go. Oh, I have to go to storage tomorrow or Monday. I will see if I can find my swords and we'll send you a picture. Yeah, so Missy was telling me that she has like actual swords and how she wants to display them on a shelf. And oh my gosh, like that's like goals. So I hope you can find them and maybe this gives you like a little motivation to get that finished because I want to see it. Or at least just like take pictures of your swords because I want to see them. I have so many Harry Potter Lego sets, including Hogwarts. Isn't it the actual one really big? And I'm sure that one's legit. I have wanted some of the Lego sets so bad. And then I'm like, one, do I need to spend this much money on it? And then two, where are we going to put it? Because so we have Bronner's here in Michigan, and it's the largest Christmas store, I think, in the US. It's huge. Like they literally gave you a map. Well, they have like the village, and they actually have the Harry Potter village set. And every time we go there, Matt's like, we're getting one this time. We're getting one. It's like, where are we going to put it? Like obviously we have room, but we're always so terrified that our pets are going to break them. But now we don't have a cat, so we don't have to worry about that aspect. But Branson's tail is lethal. That dog will clear a coffee table, no problem. A shelf, boom, gone. And then I put my wedding book, like not my wedding pictures or anything, but my wedding planner. I guess that makes more sense. My wedding planner, which I was a COVID bride, so I didn't get to use it very much, but I still had. I promise that things don't come off easy. That was just me smacking it way harder than I should have. So I had my wedding planner on the bottom of the shelf, and I kept receipts in there from like my wedding dress and just like different things that I was looking at. And one day we left, and Branson decided that he wanted a snack and he ate it. So, like, bottom shelves just don't work for us in this household, not with the dogs. So I just don't know where we'd put it, you know? So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with like the village and all that stuff. And I would love to get like the Lego, like the big Lego stuff, but this one off brand, a little bit cheaper, but still legit. They're better than I expected. I like some more than others, but the overall story is really good. That's good. That makes me happy. Like the Vampire Diaries author. There's books for the Vampire Diaries. Why am I not surprised by this? I've I am just so clueless with a lot of things when it comes to like books because there's just so much out there. But that's interesting if it is. Hi, how's it going? I was trying to see I was trying to interpret everything, and I'm like, oh, you tagged a bunch of people. My brain may not be working, but I'm here for just like vibes. So I'm working on this Magic Castle. I'm working on Hogwarts right now. And I'll be listening to my best friend's Exorcism. Oh, I kind of feel like I should re-listen to the Harry Potter books, but I just re-listened to them all last year. And my TBR is very, very long. But if you don't know, and your library has Hoopla, I think everyone's Hoopla is the same, right? It's not like Libby. Libby, everyone's is a little different. Hoopla, everyone has like the same books, right? That they can get. There's different amount of holds because that is where I am triumphant. If you guys don't know, my Libby, I only get 5 holds. It's awful. It's not enough. But on Hoopla, I get 10. And all of the Jim Dale Harry Potter audiobooks are on Hoopla, at least for mine. Nope, I was wrong. Not LJ Smith, LJ Andrews. I blame waking up too early this morning. Oh no. What time is it for you? It's like 11 right now. Or have you been up? I've been up since 6 because that's when Matt got up for work, which has been so nice now that he's not waking up at like 4 a.m. But that also means the season's coming to the end, which means less money for our family. But that's okay. And it also means more time Matt will be here, which is a good thing and a bad thing. I love my husband, but my husband being stuck in a house day after day after day after day is not ideal for anybody. So, I don't know. I've been trying to get him to participate more. You guys saw like our little fourth wing threshing thing. I don't know. He's been in a like mood where he doesn't want to participate, and I'll never make him participate because if I do force him and he doesn't want to, it will be miserable for me. He'll be so sassy that the eyes will roll to the back of my head. Husbands, we just, and we all just know someone like that. We love them to death, but sometimes they just push all the buttons when you don't want them to. Yes, all the Harry Potters on Hoopla for me too. So good. Yeah, and I listened to them all last year, and it was so amazing. I listened to them before we went to Universal. So sad that we didn't go to Universal this year, but that's because I got to go to Disney with April, and we got to do Mickey's Not So Scary. So I have officially done Halloween Horror Nights and Mickey's Not So Scary, and I love both. The polar opposites, but I am one of the both people. I love them both. I'm Eastern too, Sam, but I was up before 8, which I don't do on weekends. Oh, I was going to say, I thought you were close to me. Like, well, and this side of the country. Yeah, I don't sleep in. That is like one of my toxic traits. I don't like sleeping in, but I do like lazy mornings. And I have found I enjoy waking up early and then doing like nothing. I'll read, I'll scroll, I'll like journal, I'll just sip my coffee and do whatever I want for like 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours, and then I get like work mode. And that's just how I work. That my grandma said she's the same way, so I blame her. I got it from her. But I hope you're having a good weekend, regardless of waking up early. I just like, I'm a morning person for sure. Well, okay. So Matt wakes up and he is like instantly like, it's a glorious day. His new favorite thing is it's not a good, or don't have a good day, have a great day, from Free Guy. If you haven't seen that movie with Ryan Reynolds, it's really good. But he's like, go, 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 go as soon as he wakes up. And I'm like, leave me alone for a good couple hours so I can just enjoy my quiet time. And even when I was in college, I would have 8 a.m. classes because I liked getting my classes out of the way. That, and if you guys couldn't tell, I was not a partier. But campus in the morning, like I went to Michigan State and it's one of the largest campuses, but we have like a river that flows through and it's such a stunning campus and it was so quiet. You'd have the birds and the squirrels and all that stuff out in the morning. And I don't know, I just love it. I'm a night owl, so I'm typically up till 2 or 3 a.m. So I also like staying up late, which doesn't make sense. And I also don't like naps, which also doesn't make sense. So I just don't get sleep sometimes. 2, 3 a.m. is pretty late for me, but I like to stay up till like 11, midnight-ish. And my favorite work time, like when I really zone out, is like 5 p.m. to like 9, 10 p.m. I get so much work done. And it's like, I get so tired in mid-afternoon, about 3 p.m., I get drained and I feel like I want to take a nap, but I normally don't. I normally just have like a little 30-minute break or I go out in my garden. I do nothing for a little bit. And then I get like a second surge of energy. And then I don't know. Then I just zone out and keep working. I don't know. I could use more sleep. I would appreciate more sleep, but my body doesn't like it. Hey, Christina, happy October. Is it cold by you, Christina? It is. I don't know. I think today is one of the colder days, but it's been pretty warm here. I've been wearing sweatshirts when I take my orders to the post office, and then I'm normally sweating on my way back. Yeah, it's going to get to 69, which is still pretty warm, but it's like slowly dropping, which I'm completely okay with because normally it's like 80 and then the next day it'll be 60 and then the next day it's 50. And I don't like that. I like this gradual change we've been having this year. Hydrate or mummify. Boo, spook the like button. Thank you so much, Christina. I love your little Halloween-esque reminders right now, which I just have water in one of my cups I made. This was one of my first tumblers I made, and it is still going strong. But I'm so glad you're here. I love that movie catchphrase. When Matt does it too, it's so sarcastic and like, I don't know, it's just so out of character for him that it makes it funnier. If you guys don't know, because Matt doesn't come on and do a lot of stuff, he is so good at character voices and catchphrases and different stuff like that. Like he does Dracula from Hotel Transylvania really good. He does Gru from Despicable Me really well. He loves Steve Carey and he can like he loves Ace Ventura. So he'll react and like do all that stuff, but he doesn't do it on camera. Like he doesn't like it. But when you're around him, he is a goofball. And I love it. I love it because most of the time he's so intense and people are very intimidated by him. My late nights are your early mornings minus coffee. Pretty much. It's so funny how people function differently. 57 right now, but colder in the house than this outside in the sun. Yeah, that's my craft room is freezing. I don't get a lot of sunlight and it's just very chilly this morning. Meanwhile, I'm in here. I'm not getting like a ton of sunlight yet, but come like mid-afternoon, evening, I love sitting here. My dogs will sit in the sun over here, and my cat used to lay in the sun here. So I asked Matt last night if he knew what he was getting me for my birthday. And he said yes. And I'm like, oh, okay, because I have more suggestions. I always have suggestions, but I really want a cat. And I know I've talked about this, and a lot of you guys are like, just wait till you're both ready. And I get that. I get that. But I cannot tell you how hard it's been during like spooky season not having a cat. So I'm really hoping it's a cat, but I don't think it is. He almost joked about it because our neighbors have outdoor cats that they just run feral and all that. I've talked about them before, but there's been one hanging out in our yard, and I'm like, oh shoot, I hope there's not kittens under our shed again this year. And Matt was like, oh yeah, I got you a cat. It's outside. It's a free range cat. I'm like, don't you dare joke about that, because I will befriend the cat and bring it in our house. Like, don't even try me. But also, if there are kittens under our shed, I'm 100% stealing one, obviously when it's old enough. And it's going to be mine. I don't care how long I have to spend outside to befriend these feral cats and these kittens that I may or may not exist, but it's gonna happen. It'll happen. It keeps getting warm and cold, rain and sun, and it's messing with my sinuses. Oh, my sinuses have been awful this year. And Matt has allergies, and the poor dude sounds miserable. Our dog Graham also has allergies. And yesterday he had like a sneezing fit, and I felt awful for him. But he's been doing better lately. I would love gradual change. It's so crazy how different the weather is up by you versus by me, even though we're in the same state. Just finished cleaning the kitchen and making breakfast. Now to sit, eat, chill, and read. Yes. And my cold toast is calling my name. We got apple butter and then homemade peanut butter from the pumpkin farm the other weekend when my mother-in-law was in town. Oh my gosh. I haven't talked to you guys in forever. My mother-in-law was in town it was originally a week, and then she ended up staying a little bit longer. And now my sister-in-law is coming, which I don't know. She might join me. She might not. I don't know what we're doing. I would really like to continue Saturday sprints throughout the month, but for sure I am doing today, and I can do next Saturday. And then the following Saturday is actually my birthday. And I don't know what I'm going to do. So like last year I did a really big thing and it was really fun. I had a bunch of friends join me on sprints, and I did giveaways and all that, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that this year. We've just had so many family coming and visiting. I had my trip. It's been chaotic, but I'm living for it. So I'm not 100% sure after next weekend what's going to happen, but Maddie also loves the Harry Potter stuff. She used to live in Orlando, and we would visit her and she would take us to Universal. We called her tour guide Barbie because she lived there. She had annual passes. Like, she went to all the stuff and knew all the ins and outs. So I'm excited for her to come because I have a Harry Potter puzzle. I've had a bunch of Harry Potter like treats and snacks I've really wanted to make. And Maddie is just like up for everything. So I'm hoping maybe she'll do a live with me. We'll see. Coffee. I know. I already drank my coffee, but I'm kind of feeling more. I also had apple cider, but I finished it last night. I love warm apple cider. It is my favorite this time of year. I will drink apple cider until the season ends, like until I can't get it anymore, because it's my favorite. I normally only have a little bit because you can overdo it with apple cider, but it's my favorite. So like people love pumpkin spice, but I I prefer apple cider. Just wait, the cat distribution will find you at the right moment. I know, and I don't want to force anything. I don't want to force it on my husband. He said more around like Christmas time, and I don't want to push him because we do have 2 dogs who could use more attention always. I say that, but so like Branson loves to walk, and I've been wanting to walk Branson to the post office with me, but I 100% don't trust like leaving him outside of the post office to drop off mail. And then I'm like, do I trust a stranger to take my packages in the post office? Like, would it be weird if I stood outside the post office and been like, can you take this in and bring me out a receipt? Like, now Graham will walk a mile tops. Like he will lay down when he is done, and then you're not moving for a good 10-15 minutes. And that he weighs like 70 pounds. He doesn't look it. He's pretty short, but he is stocky. Like the dog is built tough. So I've been wanting to walk them more, but Graham also is showing signs of like hip issues, and he will overdo it. My dogs are getting old. Graham is my birthday twin, so he will be 11 this year, and Branson will be 9. And they're getting old. And I also, like, I don't want a third dog. We do not need a third dog. We did 3 dogs. That was really hard. But a cat, I just want a kitty. And I don't care if it's an older cat or a kitten. I just want the right cat. Our last cat was so good. Cat distribution system. I should proofread better. I knew what you meant. What did you say? Oh, system. I knew what you meant. I've actually been on cat distribution system TikTok lately. So I send them all to Matt, which I also got an otter talk, and I'm not mad about it at all. I love otters, and I've been obsessed. Actually, my old cat, she used to lay on her back, Mary Jane, and she would like put her paws like this, so she looked like a little otter. And my youngest brother Alex, got me a stuffed animal that was a little otter, and one of my favorite pictures is my little stuffed animal otter next to Mary Jane, both laying the same. It was so cute. Yeah, I know someone else that is here in Michigan, but also downstate, but her weather is like at least 20 degrees warmer than up here. And my sister brags about her 80 degrees in October and April while we have snow. Yeah, but see, I love Michigan seasons. I also, like, this is coming from someone who works from home. I'm a homebody. Like, I don't have to drive in the snow anymore because I am not a fan of that. But I really love the seasons. Matt has a lot of family in the South, and we will visit them like around Christmas time. And I love visiting them. And I love seeing like Arizona, how they decorate everything for Christmas. But I hate it. Like, it's cute. It's fun. They make the most of it. But I want snow. I want pretty like Christmas lights twinkling with the snow. I am just not for the warmer weather. Now, after the holidays, then I kind of get over it more. But now that I don't leave my house, I really don't mind it. Hi, I'm new here. Thank you so much for joining. So I'm going to be listening to my best friend's exorcism. I don't know why that title kills me, but it does. And I'll be working on this Hogwarts, not Lego set. It's an off-brand Lego set. But thank you for joining. What are you reading and what are you up to today? Good morning. Hey, Keisha. I'm reading Pumpkin Everything by Beth Labont, and loving it. Thank you for stopping by. I don't know if you're still sprinting. Keisha is also, or was this morning. I wasn't able to jump on, but thank you for stopping by, Keisha. Oh, I get it. We saw Kins when I was on vacation. I'm pretty sure he enjoyed pointing out last year that I said 3 cats was too much. Anytime there's like rehoming or, something in our area. There were actually, the county over had 2 cats that were extremely overweight. They needed to be paired. Like, people really wanted them to be fostered or rescued or adopted together. And they were like declawed, which I don't want to get into the whole declawing thing, but we had a cat that was declawed, but we did not get her declawed. She already came that way. And so the one scary thing is getting a cat that is clawed and watching them destroy our stuff. But I also know it's very, very bad to declaw. From an animal science perspective, I have a major in it. It's not good. But if there's a cat that's already declawed, it is a little bit of a bonus for us since that's what we were used to. But there are so many great things to like deter them from ripping to shreds your stuff. I'm just also terrified about getting like a super aggressive cat because I've known super aggressive cats. And I'm like, I can't. Hi, Wendy. How's it going for you? Are you working today? Are you at home? Are you off right now? Are you just taking a day for yourself? Yes, staying at home has made me not so sad about the snow. I like how you don't say it. It's a curse word. I do really like it on a full mood when it sparkles. Yes. Maybe that's why I like it more now. It's all glittery. That and my mom's favorite thing ever is snowflakes. Like, she'll get stuff with snowflakes on it in July. She loves snowflakes. And so maybe I'm starting to like get all that magical stuff because of my mom. I don't know. Hi. You're gonna have to tell me how to pronounce your name. Mace. I'm horrible with pronunciation. I struggle with my own name sometimes. So if you could spell it phonetically, that'd be awesome. I still cannot guarantee I can pronounce it. I struggle. But I love how you matched your sweater with your brick building set. Green is also my favorite color, probably because I'm Irish. Oh my gosh, you're Irish? That's so cool. I really want, my husband is like good chunk Irish. I don't know how much anymore, but his great grandma, she passed away, but I got like a few years ago, but I got to meet her and she was so cool. And we have like her Irish Bible and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I also have my Skelligro. So these are Harry Potter themed. There's the Skelligro bottles. I know I've been in the mood. The only thing is I'm not listening to any Harry Potter, but I could if I want. I just don't want to lag while I stream the movies while doing sprints, but I was trying to go with a theme. I think next time I'm going to do my Death Eater outfits and stuff because I really like it. I'm listening to Reckless Powerless series. Thank you for clarifying because that and also an LC Silvers title, or is that not? Also, Reckless, when I first saw it, I thought of Reckless Girls, which is by Rachel Hawkins, who is also Aaron Sterling. Okay, and I'm going on a tangent. And working today, editing photos in between orders, all the multitasking. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. I want to say though, the wedding photos you took of your friend's wedding was so cool. I loved their vibes. So sweet. Our kittens haven't really destroyed anything and we haven't used any deterrents other than saying no and nose boops. Yeah. I had a friend who like her cat would hide and then you'd walk across the living room and it would come out and latch to your leg. So then she had like a spray bottle and that did work, but I was terrified. like clung to your leg and bit you. I did not like that cat. So it just always scares me that there could be cats like that. But I always say it's like Maze, like the corny stuff. Do you know whereabouts in Ireland your husband's heritage is? I do not. He does. I do not. One of my big things that I said I wanted to do was to go to Ireland before we had kids. But unfortunately, I don't think that's not going to happen. I'm not pregnant, just so you guys know. But we were hoping for 2025, like next year, to visit Dublin. My sister-in-law has visited Dublin and a couple other places. I don't know exactly where. She like backpacked literally all over. She's been to Iceland. I could list off a ton of stuff. She's been everywhere, but I don't remember exactly where. Our last name is Pifon, but apparently someone changed it and it used to be Pippin. I don't know if that does anything, but I love your name. And Maze is actually really helpful. That's how I would have guessed it, but sometimes we overthink it, you know? We also have multiple scrapbooking posts around the house. Oh, scratching. My brain went to scrapbooking. Scratching posts around the house. Yes. And I have heard like that really helps. Having like cat trees or like rubbing corners really helps. I tried to convince Matt that we needed the tongue brush. Have you guys seen that where you like hold the brush in your mouth and you like pretend you're a cat? He laughed about it, but our cat used to rub up against his beard and he's like, honestly, the tongue brush doesn't seem as weird now. But yeah, so welcome, Maze. I think if you get them young, you can kind of help mold their temperament. If they're older, in my experience, they tend to show you who they are. So my friend's cat, she got as a kitten, and then the older it got, the more demonic it got. Because that was like my thought too. I was like, oh yeah, you can like mold them to whatever you want. And then I was like, maybe not. Maybe not. And I do like that about older cats is you kind of know what you're getting. I mean, obviously they all have their little quirks when you take them out of a shelter or anything. And I'm actually very lucky that our county has a cat shelter because it's super rare. I'm in a very rural area, and a lot of the surrounding counties do not have any cat stuff just because it's so incredibly hard to pay for that when there's so many rural and feral cats around. Most people just dump them off at farms. So, that or he could buy me a rag doll. A rag doll is the only cat I would pay for. But we'll probably rescue one. I don't even like have a preference. I think the right cat will find us at the right time and I'll love it. I don't care if it's a calico. I don't care if it's a Maine Coon or just a domestic short hair. I don't care. I don't care if it's a black cat. We did agree that if it's a black cat, we're going to name it Violence after the Fourth Wing series. Be like a violent little thing, aren't you? That's like Matt's favorite saying. But anyways, we will get to our first sprint. I love chatting with you guys. It makes me so happy. So we will get to our first sprint. This is just the timer that my friend Vanessa did. I am bound and determined to make my own timer and make my own aesthetic stuff because I like being on theme, but I don't want to use someone else's work and get in trouble. But Vanessa said we can use her timers. So we're going to use this. Let's do 45 minutes and then it'll be at like the 30-minute mark. So I will see you guys in 45 minutes. Oh my gosh. I didn't hit it fast enough to pause, and it is doing Keisha's sprints right now. So if you want to go and support one of my other friends, Keisha, at a book like you is doing sprints as well right now. I did link it. I made a post about it, but I didn't get to it quite fast enough. How was that for everybody? How did it go? Did you get much done? I got, well, I ate. So we only had the butt of the bread. I know it's called the heel of the bread left. Even though I'm the one who ate the bread last, I forgot to take, like, we freeze bread. So I forgot to thaw our bread yesterday when I took my other pieces. And so I took what we had was the heel and made them. Then I was chatting with you guys for super long because I'm a gabber. And so my bread was cold, which was fine. I was fine. And then I was kind of looking at the one piece and there was just like a slight discoloration. And I was like, is that mold? We're not going to chance it. And like, I would like lifted my plate up and looked at it closer. And then the other piece, which looked fine, because I am totally the type of person that, I mean, they were on the opposite ends of the bread, that if one has mold and the other one doesn't, I mean, it was like the very beginning, if it was mold. So I was like looking, and then the good piece fell on the floor. Thankfully, it was before I put my apple butter on, but I just was at the point where I'm like, well, so much for that. And I still hadn't pulled out the frozen bread. So it's frozen. I know Matt's family, like his grandparents will like freeze bread and then you just have to like cook it a lot at a really low temperature in your toaster or like, I don't know, whatever. Cuz wow, I'm squirreling. But one time when we were up north at Matt's grandparents, I had toast duty and I didn't know that like the bread came out of the freezer because when I loaded it, it felt fine. I don't know. I put it in the toaster and we were eating when all of breakfast was ready. And Matt's grandpa was like, who made the toast? And it was like, me. And he has like the driest sense of humor. He didn't just say anything, but the amount of disappointment I had was a lot. I was like, no. And then I ate it and the center was still frozen. But so, anyways, I didn't want to chance making frozen toast. So I used tortilla chips and ate apple butter. Is that weird? It was okay. I had tortilla chips and the homemade peanut butter yesterday. That was dangerous. I ate way more than I needed to. But I did that, and then I'm working on the next step of my Hogwarts castle. Oh my gosh, it's coming along. It looks so cool. I got the floor of the castle in, so everything's a lot more secure. Might still have a tortilla chip stuck in my throat. Okay, anyways, and then I'm listening to my sister's exorcism, or my best friend, not my sister, my best friend's exorcism. And while I'm reading the Southern Book Club's guide to slaying vampires, I can understand why it happens in the same world. Like a lot of the things are the same, but I'm liking all of it so far. Plus, I don't know. I feel like I'm accomplishing my TBR. I don't know. I enjoy watching the Harry Potter movies a lot more while I'm working with this because I feel like I can't fully listen to the audiobook, which is okay because I feel like this is a book that I'm not super worried if I miss chunks, but stuff is starting to happen and it is just funny some of the stuff that's said. But I really like it. I'm having fun. What did you guys do? I'm in chapter 38 of Iron Flame in part 2, getting so good. I can't wait. You just need to tell me all the things. Like, sometimes you just want to read, but if you ever need to just like say anything, you have the permission to message me as much as you want about it, especially at the ending. And that's all I'm going to say. Didn't read, but got things prepped to work on today with a little more cleaning up since I was in the mood. I have been in a like deep, clean, organized mood lately too. And I don't know if it's because I'm terrified that once everything's like closed up for winter, like when I don't know, the house is just stuffy, I don't want to go through all this dusty stuff. Plus, my mom has been giving me a lot of boxes of like childhood stuff. Some of it I appreciate, some of it, I'm like, why did you give this to me? You could have thrown it away. But mom's like, you can decide. So there's just been some weird stuff I've been getting, but I have gotten some of my Twilight fan art I made when I was in high school. And next week, my friend Jordan at Jordan Elaine is having a Twilight-a-thon. So I figured next week will be the perfect time to share that stuff. Because when I say that Twilight was my Roman Empire in high school, I mean Twilight was my Roman Empire. My poor art teacher, literally everything I did had some sort of Twilight concept to it. And he was just like, whatever. Especially like when the movies were coming out. And he watched them, and obviously the movies are rough, right? I mean, like, some people absolutely love them for what they are, but people from the outside just like they don't get it. And he's like, "Yeah, I watched the first movie." He's like, "I don't get it." So that's where I feel bad. I loved my art teacher. Mr. Donovan was the best. He still is the best. I follow him on Facebook. He's so cool. I'm at 12% of When the Moon Hatched. This was one I was really hoping to read this year, but I really want one of the pretty copies of it, and I just don't have it in the budget to buy the pretty one, and I know I can read it on my Kindle. It's just not the same for me, but I love that for you. Are you loving it? I heard it's super world building, but I feel like that is right up your alley, Laura. I just like, I want to read it so bad and know all the hype. I know some people didn't like it because it is so much world building and not a lot happens in the first book. And other people are like, give me more. I can't wait. I'm obsessed. I need to know everything. So I am very excited to get to that. I just don't think it'll be this year. But you'll have to tell me what you think, Laura, because I'm very, very curious. Finished the 6th book in the series. I was about 80% through that one and got through the first chapter of book 7. Very nice. That's awesome. I love that for you. I did finish a book for that I was listening to audiobook of. It was The Breakup Pact by, where's my phone? I'll be honest, I didn't really like it. I was liking it at first, and then it just kept going and going and going. And then I felt bad because I almost ran out of my hold on Libby. The Breakup Pact by Emma Lord. I don't know. If you guys know my reading style, you know that Friends to Lovers isn't my favorite. However, Second Chances are. Like, I like that more. So sometimes I will really like Friends to Lovers if it was, I don't know, like there's a time gap kind of thing. But I don't like miscommunication. that really gets to me, especially when there's like one character that wants to talk and then one character who doesn't. And then it's just like, I don't know, it just frustrates the heck out of me. So it's not my favorite. So if you like Friends to Lovers, Second Chance, miscommunication type stuff, The Breakup Pact would be one you would like. But I don't know who what everyone's preferences are. But I'm so glad you were able to finish a book. Do you feel a little bit more accomplished, even though you had a rough start to the morning? Hi, Kendall. Yes, I'm trying to get back on Saturday sprints. It's hard because family, and when family's here, we do a lot of stuff. And I don't know, I don't ever remember having this many plans. But also, I just want to say, Kendall, I hope that everything is going okay. I know the hurricane was absolutely awful in your neck of the woods, and so many prayers and thoughts have been sent your way. I've been really bad. Like, I have a bunch of friends that are in the Carolinas and even Tennessee and Florida and all that. And I just never want to like blow up their messages, but I have been thinking of you all, and I hope every day is like a step better. I was never able to finish the movies. The first one was too much. Thankfully, it didn't ruin my appreciation for the books. I went to all the midnight premieres. I was super disappointed with the first movie, but I don't care. I love Twilight. I'm obsessed. And then they got another director. So I'm like, it'll be better. And then the next director was also not that, in my personal opinion. I know there's still people that love them, but I was very disappointed with the second one. And then finally they got the third director or producer. Sorry, I don't really know the difference. I know the difference, but you know what I mean. Technicalities. I don't remember. The third person came in, and then they had to take what was already there and then try to make it good. And I liked the last ones a lot more. But I am not a Kristen Stewart fan. I know some people love her. I think she ruined Bella. But that's just my personal preference. I have like no hate for people that are like, I love her, because I can totally understand why you like her. Now, Robert Pattinson ended up doing Water for Elephants, and I loved that book. And the movie, they cut out a lot, but I thought he did a great job. And I love him in the Harry Potter series. So I like him. I just thought it was cheesy. The movies were cheesy to me. But I'm sure I have never reread the Twilight series. That's one thing, since we have moved, I am missing a box of all my favorite books. And my whole Twilight saga is in this box. And I know it's in the attic somewhere. I don't really like walking around in our attic. It's not okay. So we have an upstairs to our house, and it's like slanted ceiling. And then the attic is just on the sides of it. So it's not like you have to go up and it's like a whole nother level. It's literally the sides. And I'm okay going upstairs. We just have a bunch of storage. It used to be my craft room, but there's very insulation, and we need to redo the duct work up there because there's only like a vent that big, while the room is literally the size of our entire house. It's a big room. It's just kind of feels a little bit, it's like long and narrow. It's an awkward room. But I haven't gone into the attic because the previous owner, she went to an assisted living home and left a bunch of her stuff in the house. Like, we just bought it with the house. And she just has some things that it's not like, oh my gosh, this is haunted. They're just like, it's weird. And I don't know, going through someone's stuff, obviously she didn't want it anymore, and she has since passed. I got to meet her. She was the sweetest lady. She was so excited that I had pets and animals, and Matt and I were young. So I'm like, plus it's not creepy, like, but I just don't like going in dark crawl spaces. You know, does that make sense? Which is funny because I love scary stuff. I don't like real scary stuff like in real life. I like haunted houses, haunted corn mazes, fake scary stuff. I'm going to go back and forth reading Lady Macbeth and We Used to Live Here. Ooh, are you just trying to have like some palate cleansers? I got you. Or like try to mix it up there. I haven't read either of those, but We Used to Live Here sounds right up my alley. It was a slow start for the first 3-4 chapters. I'm on chapter 8 and it's picking up so much world building, and I love that. I figured you would. Have you ever read the book That Wouldn't Burn? Because that has a lot of world building, and then the ending I thought was pretty good. I personally didn't like it because it was like, oh my gosh, is something going to happen? And then it did. And then the second book came out and it's only like this big, where the first one was like this big. And now I kind of want to know what happens. But I feel like you would know. I appreciate that, Sam. I could definitely be worse for me. So I'm so thankful that it's just our power at this point. Yeah, but that's still hard. I know where my childhood home, we lived in a really rural area. I mean, I live in a rural area now, but it was even more rural. And when we would lose power, we would be like last on the checklist because it was such a small population. So I remember when we had to go like 10 days in the winter without power, and that stinks. It's hard, it's not fun, and especially when you have weather, like I know the weather is really hot there, like it's not fun. But yeah, it's just crazy how a hurricane is affecting so many inland areas, and my heart breaks for everyone. Literally, I cry on TikTok every single day when I see stuff. And I'm so glad my friends are safe, but it's still hard. I think the thing I want is not having to sleep like Edward. That way I can craft all night. Wouldn't that be the best? Like not having to sleep. Oh, I love that so much. I mean, I already get like 6 hours of sleep and that's like a good night for me, but I struggle a lot. So speaking of that, one of my friends was talking about, and I don't know if this was on TikTok or Instagram, like how cool it is, or maybe this was YouTube. It was Elise. I was watching literally Elise's new vlog that she had up, and she was talking about how she loves how vampires are so different in every series, and I love that too. And I remember back in the day, I'm sorry if like you guys haven't watched Twilight or read the books because this is major spoilers, but I love how they're like glittery instead of like, but also I remember being like, okay, so they sparkle in the sun. People are like, ooh, weird. I do like it when they like can't go out in the sunlight. They burn like True Blood. Do I have any like True Blood fans? I love True Blood. I've actually been wanting to rewatch it a lot lately. Matt and I are pretty good about like watching the first 2 seasons, and then we're like, eh. I don't know. Normally the second season we're like, eh. But then we get through that and then we're like, oh my gosh, it's really good. I really like True Blood. I also have been dying to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer again. And I have like no friends who have watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer and read the Fourth Wing series. And I really need to find people that fit that niche because I have theories. But Buffy the Vampire Slayer is on Hulu and we don't have Hulu. And that was one of my favorite shows. Like I would watch it when it came on TV, and then when I went to college, I would watch it on the illegal sites that you're not supposed to be on, but it was all on there, and I loved it. I think I've watched that series because then it was on maybe it was on Amazon Prime or Netflix or something at one point because I rewatched it a couple years ago, all of it. I love it. I do feel more accomplished. I think I own all of the movies, but never watched them. I think Kristen Stewart was a big part of why I didn't like the first movie. I did not like her as Bella at all. I'm not a fan. I think if they were ever to remake the movies, I would be for that. Also, did you guys know that they're remaking Harry Potter? It's going to be a series, to my understanding, and it's coming out. Well, no, it's either coming out next year or the following year, either 2025 or 2026. I know a lot of people have like big thoughts about it, but I personally, I'm always just interested to see like how someone new picks up different things and just how I think they did a really great job with the Harry Potter series way back when, but now I feel like I don't know. I think they could do a really good job with it still. Um, don't get me wrong, the classics will always be the classics to me, but and I don't even know if they're remaking it or if they're like just doing a spin-off. I thought they were remaking it because people were really upset. I'm just all for it. Like, whatever. If they want to put money into doing it, let's do it. If it's not good, I'm not going to watch it. The book that wouldn't burn was on my TBR. My library waiting list was long and just got pushed further and further down the list. I still haven't read it. Okay. I think that is one that you might like. I'm not banking on it. But that was one I read that I gave it 3 stars. But honestly, I feel like that was such an early time into my fantasy reading era that I would appreciate it so much more. But it's a long one. Craft, read, explore. There would be so many things I could do if I didn't need to sleep. That's exactly how I feel. I'd probably just have more ideas that I never got done still, but at least there'd be a better chance. Loved Buffy and Angel. Sorry, I haven't read Fourth Wing. I'll let you know when I do. See, more than all of my Fourth Wing girlies haven't ever seen Buffy, and I'm like, I never watched Angel, but I just never got into it. I was so into like the whole Buffy stuff. I'm like, I don't need to watch Angel side of thing. But I will say, I was such the big Buffy fan that my farm cat growing up at my grandma's, someone dropped off a little orange kitten, and he was my baby, and his name was Angel. So at first I thought Angel was a girl, and my grandma is obsessed with angels. Like she has hundreds, like I'm pretty sure hundreds. She has pictures of angels, pillows, blankets, garden sculptures, figurines. She's just obsessed with angels. And I love that. I don't tell her about the angels that I read in my books. But so I named this cute little orange kitten that I thought was a girl, Angel, and then it turned out it was a boy. And I'm like, it's like Angel from Buffy and Angel. Hi, Stephanie. I just got back from work and I'm ready for a relaxing evening reading. I know you're one of my international people, and I'm so thankful that you're here and that this time works better for you. So at least you can hang out for a bit. I hope you had a good day at work. What are you reading right now? Katie, oh my gosh, I've been great. How have you been? I have been so bad about being on YouTube lately. I'm trying to catch up on all my friends' videos, and then everyone just has so much content, which I love. I love how much content everybody's putting out, and I just feel like I haven't caught up or caught sprints or done anything, and I miss everyone so much. And then I was like, I'm gonna get back on things. And then my sister-in-law is like, I'm gonna come for like a week and a half. And I was like, Maddie, you're coming for over 2 weeks, which is completely fine. But I just don't know how much like I get to interact with you guys. But I'm so glad you're here, Katie. The Harry Potter movies were good, but knowing the whole story from the beginning might allow them to flesh out things that are a little lacking from the movies. Yeah, and that's what I think. I was telling Matt this too. There was something else. So last night, my friend Elise has a book club called The Libronauts, and it's a sci-fi book club. And the book we read this month, Foe by Ian Reid, is also a movie, and the movie's on Amazon Prime. So we had a movie night last night, and we were watching it, and I was really surprised at how well it followed the book, but the book was really small. And Matt and I were talking about how back in the day, it was so crazy that they got to make one or maybe two movies for one book. But now that they started doing series for one book, it's like completely changed the game. There's just so much more you can do when you have a whole series. When you have, 6 to 8 plus episodes you can do. So I am here for it. Well, good news. I barely posted, so you've missed nothing in my corner. Oh, well, I hope it's because things are going good in your life that you haven't been able to post stuff. And if not, if things have been not so good, I'm thinking of you and sending good vibes and prayers your way. I've also feel like I've been putting nothing out on YouTube, but life has been good. And I'm very, very thankful for that. Have you watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer's 90s movie? I love that so much. I didn't want to watch the show. I would watch it now. No, I've never seen the movie. I don't know why. I forget that there is a movie. Maybe I'll have to look that up today. I am disappointed because I love football. I am a football girly. It's just been in my blood from both sides of my family. I love football. And my team played last night. They lost. They're not very good. Michigan State is not very good this year, but that's okay. It's my alma mater. And they were good when I was there, so I just remember the glory days. And then tomorrow is normally when I watch Detroit Lions. I have been a Detroit Lions fan before it was cool. It's been amazing to watch the city of Detroit get so much better, like prosperous and grow, because normally Detroit did not make great news. And I love Detroit. I've always loved Detroit. That's where a lot of concerts are that we go to, and just going to sporting events and all that has been a big part of my childhood. And the Lions don't play this week, so I have nothing to I mean, not like I have nothing to do, but I don't have football to watch. I mean, I'll watch other teams, but I don't know. I normally will start watching my team play, and then who's ever on after, I'll browse, I'll have the game on in the background. But I've kind of been bummed out this year because they have games on such weird days. Like Michigan State, a college team, played on Friday. That annoys me. The Lions played on Monday. I understand that was a big deal. I hate night games. It's so hard for me to stay up late to watch football. But maybe I'll have to look up the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. I'm in the middle of too many books, but I need to get back to Priority of the Orange Tree. Everyone told me I would love that book, but it is a big book. I'm glad you're really enjoying it. Every time I see it at the store, I pick it up and I'm like, one day I'll have you. The series is so different from the movie. I love them both. Yes, and now I need you to read the Empyrean series. I just have theories. Yeah, that's awesome though. Now I'm really curious how they're different, but I'm glad that you still like them, even though they're different. I've just been so busy, and filming and editing takes so much time, but I am good. Good. I'm glad. That makes me happy. Yeah, editing long form videos is so much harder. That, and I film and edit I film from my iPhone and then I edit on my laptop, which I used to edit on my iPad. Even a laptop is hard. I have maxed out my storage, so then I have to move everything to an external hard drive to edit anything. And just doing my TBR video that I put out yesterday, it took me an hour extra just to deal with my storage issues. So it's really, really hard. And it does take time, and it takes time to film. And honestly, sometimes, not sometimes, 90% of the time, I don't put out videos because I don't feel like I've done a good enough job, and that's just hard. So I'm trying to get past that right now and just create, but I totally get how time consuming it is. I don't think people realize how time consuming it takes, how much, you know what I mean. You can watch Michigan lose, hopefully, to Washington tonight. Yeah, my brother Alex, he goes to U of M, and he was my little Sparty my whole life, and then he got into U of M, and it's so hard, but he's pretty cocky, and so he likes to smack talk a lot, which I am not into smack talking with sports. I like my team. I love cheering and rooting and getting mad, but I don't like smack talking with people because I've seen so many people get hurt by it. And to me, I'm like, it's a game we have no control over. But I love watching it. I love it all. And he was just like talking about like how confident, how good they are. And I'm like, okay. I'm just such a realist. And when I see Michigan play this year, I just don't think they're nearly as good as last year. And he's like, well, that's because we have 6 new starters. I'm like, Michigan State has 62 new starters. Not starters, but on the team. Anyways, I won't get into football talk with you guys, but I try not to put any ill wishes onto teams because normally it bites me in the butt anyways. So normally if I'm like, I want Michigan to lose, they'll always win. So I just try to be unbiased, but I could watch them. I probably won't. Because they're at Washington. Yeah, it's tonight too. I don't like night games. I watch them. I just wish they weren't. But as a night owl, you probably love night games. My team is Detroit too, but it's the Red Wings. Oh my gosh, you're a Red Wings fan? That makes me so happy. When I was growing up, I loved the Red Wings. I mean, they were so good during my childhood. And my dad took my brother Jacob to the Red Wings games, but I never got to go because I don't know. I didn't know enough. But my brother Jacob actually got to run one of the cameras at the Red Wings game. I was just really jealous. I just wanted to go to a Red Wings game really bad. But I don't know. I guess that's something I can do now. I honestly don't watch a lot of hockey, but I love going to hockey games. I would go to hockey games every now and then, like normally one a year at Michigan State. And it's so fun. It's just a whole different atmosphere. Like baseball versus football versus hockey is so different. We won't talk about the Detroit Pistons. They are our sacrifice so that the Tigers and the Red Wings and the Lions can do good. The poor Pistons are awful. I'll see about switching to that while I wait for the next books in the 3 series I've already started to release. I mean, no pressure. No pressure. You might need a palate cleanser. So maybe Fourth Wing isn't it. But the 3rd book comes out in January. So, I mean, now is the perfect time to read it. Which also, if you guys didn't know, and you are the Empyrean Fourth Wing fans, Onyx Storm, they are having a lot of midnight releases at Barnes & Nobles. So check your local Barnes & Noble to reserve a spot because last year there was like only, I think 2 or 3 in the whole state of Michigan that did it for Iron Flame. And now my local Barnes & Noble is actually doing the event, but they told me you can't sign up until Monday. They said, because it was on their calendar, but they're like, you can't sign up yet. And I'm like, I better get a spot. And it's nice it's in January because Matt will be off work, so he can go with me because I wouldn't go alone. That and the roads are probably going to be bad because it's going to be January in Michigan. I really want to go. I already pre-ordered my book off of Amazon. So you have to, at my location, because it's such a big deal. You have to buy a book. And my thought is Matt and I will go. I will get a book and I will read that book until I can't stay up any longer. And then I'll go to bed and then Matt can read it while I'm sleeping. And then he'll probably get twice as far as me. And I'll wake up and I'll be angry. But then hopefully by the time I wake up, my Amazon book will be delivered. Matt is a really fast reader, and I know that he's going to finish it before me. And that makes me really angry. But it's something I'll live with. Yaros is coming to Minnesota in January, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That's why I was like, MN's Minnesota, right? Right? I didn't know you were. I felt like I knew this, but I didn't know this. You're a Midwest girly too. That is incredible. I am so jealous. I found out she was in Ohio, which Ohio isn't anything that's within a day drive. It isn't really that much. I found out she went to Ohio State after she was there. And I'm like, dang it, I would have gone. I would have gone to Ohio State just to see her. That's amazing. I've never been to like an author anything. I feel like I never find out about them in time. And I live in rural Michigan where I have to drive at least 3 hours to get to anything. I say ill wishes only for the fiercest rivals of my team. So Ohio State and Michigan will always get negative thoughts. That's hilarious. Yeah, Alex has such a hard time because he has a lot of friends that go to Michigan State and they smack talk. Like, oh my gosh, those boys are mean. And then Alex will give it right back. And so I told him, I'm like, you can't smack talk and not take it. Like I know I'm someone who can't take it, so I don't give it. But when I can like poke fun and stuff, I know it's because I can take it back. But sometimes things get heated. Matt and I may have broken up one time in the beginning of our relationship when we were very immature and very young. I was only 22, and it may have dealt with the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys in a playoff game. But I will go no further and tell you that. Yes. I was just in Michigan in August. Where were you in Michigan? I did not know that. I don't even remember what I did in August. That was 2 months ago now. August. Oh, I had the Dragon Gauntlet. I was completely zoned out for the Dragon Gauntlet. I was vending. I was trying to get stuff ready for that. And then after that, I was just in like the best like hangover from that event. Which, if you guys don't know, speaking of the Dragon Gauntlet, they're having another one next year, and it's in September, and it's going to be at Boyne Mountain. I don't know yet if I will be a vendor for that either. I'm still waiting to see if I will be a vendor for the Starfall Ball, but I would also love to be a vendor again at the Dragon Gauntlet. However, the Dragon Gauntlet is on the 12th and 13th of September, and that is mine and Matt's. The 12th is our wedding anniversary, and it'll be our 5th wedding anniversary. So I think we're going to try to get tickets no matter what for the Dragon Gauntlet. And that's how we're going to spend like our 5th anniversary together, because we both kind of got FOMO on the parapet and the scavenger hunt stuff. So hopefully we'll be there. Matt's a Cowboys fan, you poor thing. Oh, no. Okay, so we first started, and this is no hate against the Cowboys fans if I have any youth here. When we first met, Matt was not the biggest. I take that back. He was not the biggest, but he was a Cowboys fan. And a lot of his family are Cowboys fans. Like his grandma is a diehard Cowboys fan. And I'm like, y'all are from Michigan. Detroit Lions, baby. I understand we suck, but come on. Like, I didn't get it. So yeah, he was a Cowboys fan, and I did not understand it. But now He doesn't like Cowboys fans. He doesn't like the Cowboys. He's like, well, I didn't like them after Romo. Like, well, I didn't like them once they got Tony Romo. I'm like, no, you can't decide that. That's not how this works. We literally got in a huge fight because you were being like really pushy and I exploded, part of like can't handle it. I was being a very much sore loser at the time. I was 22, mind you. uh, and I was like, now he's the biggest Detroit Lions fan, and it irks me. I was like, bandwagon fan. So I poke fun at him all the time for that because trauma. That's how I deal. The dark humor is how I deal with the trauma. I think I was in Silver Lake. I was at a friend's cabin, so I'd have to double check. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Okay, so fun fact, there are like 3 Silver Lakes in Michigan. So that doesn't narrow it down, but it does. Like you were like up north, which is the best time I think to be in Michigan and where like to be up north. But I feel like Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota are all, we have the same vibes. It's the Midwest. And us as like the northern Midwesterners, we like our lakes. We like our cabins. You know, we like to say ope. And I know that there's other states below, but I've never been to Minnesota. But Abby Jimenez is like my favorite thing ever. And when she talks about different places in her book in Minnesota, it reminds me so much of northern Michigan. And I had a family cabin. My dad has a cabin up in the Upper Peninsula. So then it was very up north. So I love that though. I hope you had a great time. That sounds amazing. Oh, so he saw the light. Good to hear. Yeah, I'm thankful because I don't think I could handle him still being a Cowboys fan. But it also bugs me because he picks on my brother Alex for being a bandwagon fan because Alex went from state to U of M, but I'm like, he goes to U of M. It makes sense. Then with Matt, I'm like, why were you a Cowboys fan? He's like, well, my dad was, and my grandma, and this person, and that. I'm like, whatever. I don't get it. You should come to an Abby event. I would love to. I don't know how, like, I would have to fit that in the budget, like a 6 month in advance type thing, but she is my favorite. I absolutely adore her. I just watched her little, her on TikTok. She kills me because she does so much dog content. I know she does on Instagram too, but I just prefer it on TikTok. That you can 2x speed through everything. But she did her little bachelor with stuntman Mike, and I freaking love Abby. I feel that. I grew up in Houston Oilers fan. They moved to Tennessee and don't exist anymore. Who do I root for? Detroit Lions. You're already a Red Wings fan. You might as well be a Lions fan. Not Cowboys. To be fair, Cowboys are like the new Detroit, that they just disappoint their fans all the time. I also feel like I've grown up with so much loss with the Detroit Lions. That's why I can just handle games better now. Like I went through my whole college where, you know, we got snubbed by the refs, and so now I'm just used to it. Now I'm just used to losing teams. We were by the little Sable Point state. I should know the Sable Point. Wow, words are hard. Lighthouse, if that helps. To narrow it down for Michigan. Yeah, I know like that area you're at. It's not by me. No one's ever by me because I'm in the thumb of Michigan. So, is that correct for you guys? I'm in the thumb. Michigan's a hand and I'm in the thumb. All the cool stuff, not all the cool stuff. All the cool stuff is on the west side of the state, besides Detroit, which is down here. Um, but most of the stuff that's happening is like by the Pinky, that's Traverse City, that's where the cherry festivals are. And then you have Lake Michigan. I'm a Lake Huron girl. I have Caseville while everybody else has like Holland and oh my gosh. Well, Grand Rapids isn't even on like there's Grand Haven, there's a ton of really cool towns on the west side. So the west side normally gets a lot more activity. Like, do you guys follow the Savannah Bananas, the baseball team that does like lip singing and dances and all that stuff during their games? They're going on tour and they're going to Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is a good like 3.5 hour drive for me. And I know I just said I would go to Ohio, but going across the state of Michigan is incredibly like awful. There's no good road that's fast. Like there's no expressway to get me there. Like it's all 55 miles per hour the whole way. And it just kind of sucks the life from you. Well, not the whole way, but a good chunk of the way. And it's awful. And I was like, I just want to see the Savannah Bananas, but I'm sure it'll sell out. Abby always does a release event in Minnesota, and I could take you to our cupcake stores here too. We might need to plan something. Because I would totally freak out. So she was staying in Traverse City, Michigan, well, and then like Charlevoix. And I was like, would it just be weird to just go up to Traverse City and like be like, Abby? And she had a bunch of signed books because Matt's family actually used to have a cabin at a campground up by the Traverse City area. And we would go past the camp that Maya stays at. It's called Interlaken. And we drove past there, I don't know how many times. So when I heard that Maya was going to Interlaken camp, I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And she said she's going again next year. So I'll just be the weirdo looking for Abby. I just really wanted a signed book. And you could have ordered them online. Or called and ordered them. One thing about me is I won't talk on the phone. I really hate that. Like I was in sales. I really hated that part. But I was really proud of myself when I called Barnes and Noble and asked them if they were doing the Onyx Storm release. I mean, you could go for Texans. She could. Yes, I love them. Oh. Hannah, this might be your last one, but reading Just Another Love Song. Aw, I don't know. We're just kind of writing it out. I'm working on this Magic Castle is what it's called that I got from TikTok. And I'm talking more than sprinting because we've only had one. But I've missed you guys so much. We'll probably go until my husband gets home, which it could be in 30 minutes. It could be in 2 hours. I don't know. We'll do that. We'll just wait till Matt gets home. How about that? But thank you for joining, Hannah. I would love to see the bananas. Same. My friend Kira, who is one of my Patreons, which I just want to say all of my little sparkles that are here, I love and appreciate you guys so much. But Kira has actually seen them twice. And I'm so jealous. I love that for her, but I'm so jealous. Message me. Let's do it. Okay. It'll totally have to not be this year if that's okay. But I will. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna like cry. Morning. It's afternoon here, Yvette. Just kidding. Reading Rhythm of War and sketching. If you guys don't follow Yvette on Instagram, you need to because she's doing Inktober and her little sketches every day have been the cutest. And she did like this little otter hold like a little mommy otter holding a little baby one yesterday, and it was so cute. And then that had spurred me to like say, oh my gosh, I love otters, all that kind of stuff. And now my TikTok is all otter stuff. I said that earlier too, but Yvette is the reason I'm on Otter Talk and I am here for it. She doesn't have a release until next spring. Oh, so true. Which, Say You'll Remember Me. Okay, I've been freaking out about it because her main character's name is Samantha. I think the guy is a veterinarian. I wanted to be a veterinarian. I have a bachelor's in animal science. Also, Say You'll Remember Me is a Taylor Swift, which I'm a Swiftie. So I'm like, this is going to be my favorite book ever. So that's going to be perfect. This will be perfect. I did sign up for the Traveling Arc, but I haven't gotten it. I was like, I don't have kids. I work for myself. I can read this book as fast as possible, but I haven't gotten it. I need to know what your earrings are. They're the Skele-Gro. Here, I can just take it out. They're the Skele-Gro from Harry Potter. My friend Jess from Embellish Education made them, and she also has Death Eater, Hedwig, and like another one, and she still has some in stock. She does like releases. Okay, we'll put this back in during the break. She does releases. It was like every month, but once she sells out of stuff, she really doesn't remake it again. So if you're interested, you need to go check her out. I tagged her in my stories on Instagram. Also, she is a teacher, and a lot of her stuff is teaching stuff. And the reason she hasn't come out with a lot of new products lately is because she is back at school teaching this year. So Hannah, she might be your new favorite thing. Her stuff is a little bit more expensive, but she is so incredibly creative. And as a human being, I love her with every ounce of my being. So she's definitely an account worth following just because she's amazing. So check out Embellish Education for some of the Harry Potter goodies. I can't wait. I have like a whole Death Eater thing I want to do later on. And yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, he's a vet. I know. I was like, did she write this for me? I just like, there's so many things I could relate to. Oh, my neighbor's got a leaf blower out. I'm so sorry. Wow, influencing someone's feed to be all otters is a dream come true. We all need more otters in our lives. Well, if you don't know, TikTok hears you and like sees you like post one thing and they're like, we're going to make this your new personality. So my new personality is otters. I'm not mad at all. And you said, I read your comment early this morning and didn't feel like commenting and typing because I was just in my scroll mode. But I saw that you're like, I think you can touch them in Tokyo or in Japan. And it's been high on my bucket list to go to Tokyo. Not that I think it'll happen anytime soon, but the more I see about Tokyo, the more I want to go ASAP. Immediately followed her. Thank you. Yes, I have been internet friends with her for years. She's incredible. I love her so much. And speaking of like all the football stuff, she is a Buffalo Bills fan. And the Bills actually have like events where she has gotten to sell her stuff at, which is so cool. I need the Lions to do that. I would love to do Detroit Lions merch and sell it at Ford Field, which I guess I could totally. My next door neighbor growing up is now one of the media editors and camera women for the Detroit Lions, which is so cool because y'all, we lived on a dirt road and it was their house and our house. Like that was it. And now one of the girls works for the Detroit Lions. Like, it's so cool. But okay, since I don't know how much of my neighbor you can hear, I love him. He's so sweet, but he's very meticulous with his lawn, and I'm in an echoey room. So we will get to our second sprint. Oh, shoot. Becca made it. One of my other teacher friends. How's it going, Chica? Did you have a good time at the parade? But yeah, we're going to hop into our next sprint. And we'll see whenever my husband gets home, we'll stop. But like I said, it could be all day, it might be just a little bit. Um, but yeah, okay. Let's go. I was gonna do an hour, but my timer doesn't go for a full hour, over an hour. Do you want to try to come up with with a good time? 30. We'll do 35 minutes. We'll do a short one since I'm so talkative today. It was so hot. You need to come to Michigan. 59. We can, but then we come back at a weird time. We'll do 35. No, that's a weird time too. Okay, I'm just wasting time now. I'm gonna put a time on and we're just gonna go from there. But I have to figure out because I'm on Keisha's. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm just gonna put time on. It's gonna be a mystery. We're all gonna love it. Welcome back. How did that go for everybody? I will warn you, Matt is less than 5 minutes away, which is fine. We can still chat. Just please know when the dogs get home, they love their father, and it'll probably get really loud. So I apologize. Matt is the favorite parent. It was so funny because my dog Graham is the most spiteful dog ever. He has been since he was a puppy. And I love him to death, but he likes to challenge me. And they say, like when you like pray for patience, God gives you challenges of patience. God gave me Graham. I like 90% of the time he's really good, but he just is a spiteful dog to me, but he listens to Matt. The first time him and Matt met, they were like best friends. And so like last night, I was like, oh my gosh, Grandma's been so awful for me. He eats poop. And I'm like notorious for like picking it up as soon as possible, but he's been awful, awful. And it's hard with the leaves falling to see it. And Graham's been eating it so much. And I'm like, dog. And he knows he's not supposed to. Anyways, without getting too much into detail, Matt was like, this morning, I said last night, but this morning he was saying goodbye to Graham and he's like, be good for mom. And he stopped wagging his tail. And I was like, did you see that? He's like, I did. I was like, that dog knows what we're saying. He's the smartest dog ever. Every time I go to the vets are like, oh, he's just a big dumb lab. I'm like, no, he's not. He's the smartest dog ever. He's just lazy and challenges you. And so both of my dogs that I have now were future leader dogs for the Blind. So you raise them as puppies and you train them, and they have to go through all of these like testing and phases to make sure you're like meeting the criteria to train them to be a guide dog. And both Graham and Branson made it like halfway through the formal program when they go back to leader dog. Graham's trainers, these are professional trainers that train dogs to guide the visually impaired, right? Like they are some impressive trainers. They said that Graham failed because he challenged the trainer. I'm like, I'm glad it wasn't just me. But he's Matt's dog. That's what I say now. Even though like I had Graham before I even met Matt, they're both my dogs. And then Branson made it halfway through the program. I have no idea how, except the fact that everybody loved him. Literally, when I picked him up from Leader Dog to bring him home forever as like a pet instead of a guide dog, everyone in the building said goodbye to him. Literally, they're like, Branson's leaving? Oh no. And I will forever regret that I didn't get him certified as a therapy dog because he's such a good dog. But he's like everybody's dog. But yeah, they love their dad. And like when he gets home, it's crazy. But I got this part done of my castle, which I love castles, like just in general. But I love my Disney and my Harry Potter castles. So the fact that I never had any Harry Potter castle anything, I'm freaking out that I'm able to make Hogwarts and the details like of the windows, and then soon I'm gonna put in all of these pillars. I'm just so excited. I'm gonna be talking about this set for literally a long time, so I apologize. But if you do want to purchase them, they're on my TikTok showcase and I get commission, so it does help me. Same for this is on TikTok. And then if you want to support small businesses like you should, Embellish Education does these earrings and she's phenomenal. Anyways, Becca said it. Oh, where'd it go? I went too far. It's literally 83 degrees. Yeah, that's crazy. The sun is out now, so it's a lot warmer, but it's 68 here in Michigan, so you should come visit. It's honestly been so gorgeous. We could use a little bit more rain, but it's been like the most perfect fall. It's cooling down, but not freezing. It's not been super wet, but some of the mornings have been the like foggy hoa mornings, like, the twilight. mornings, and the leaves are starting to change color, and I love this time of year. What? Des Branson. He hates getting his nails done, and he hates getting brushed, and he's a golden retriever, and it's fun. I'm like, you literally need the most grooming, and you hate being groomed. He loves to be pet. You could hug him as soon as you start, and like you can pet him nonstop. But as soon as you brush him, that's him. He's awful.
Who are you talking to?
The internet? Don't be mean.
I'm just kidding. Hi, internet people.
It's gonna be loud. It's more the dogs tappy tappy because they won't let me do their nails. Look it.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't it? I didn't get very far because I talked a lot.
Shocker. But it's looking good.
I know, I love it. And it's so nice out. Anyways. I was just talking about how Graham, you told him to be a good boy, and then he stopped wagging his tail.
Dude, you did.
Spiteful dog. Love him to death, but that dog. I read a few chapters, and Chloe, sorry, the nails are just like nails on a chalkboard. They're so bad. I can't clip nails because one time when Graham was a puppy, he like twitched. You know how like dogs will like pull their feet, and I nicked his quick. I did not cut all the way through. I'm sure it hurt, but it didn't even like, it cauterized before it even got to the edge, and the dog has resented me ever since. So we have to do the nail like grinders, which it doesn't hurt them, right? They're awful. They're awful with it. Anyways, I digress. And Chloe needed some attention, so she took up most of that sprint. I love Chloe though. I love that she is high maintenance and needs all of the attention. 96 degrees here. Girl, you live in Arizona. It's gonna be hot there for a while. I just don't think I could do Arizona like living. I love visiting. It's so gorgeous and definitely like Western vibes. Such up my sleeve. I don't know why I said up my sleeve. I say sayings that come to my mind and they don't actually make sense. Western vibes are totally like, it's so weird because I'm like all fandom stuff now, but I am an agriculture girly. I'm a cowgirl girly. I'm all like not ranch. I grew up on a dairy farm. It's way different, but I love Western stuff. Got through 5 more chapters. You're getting stuff done. Oh, stuff is really starting to happen in my best friend's exorcism. It's so funny. I can handle gore in books, but gore in movies, I can't. I don't like gore at all in movies, but in books, I think it's hilarious. It's gross, but like I could read a slasher, but I hate actual slashers. Hi, Matt. He's outside now. Now he's shooting his bow. I do love being able to like see everything. It's just noisy. Almost done drawing. I can't wait to see. 116 pages into Rhythm of War. Are you liking it? That's a good chunk now of like knowing if you like it. I'll let him know you guys all said hi. Like I said, he just wants to like pop in, and then I don't know. I'm hoping he participates with me on a few more things because he's honestly hilarious. If he had a consistent like social media, he would have way more followers than me, like quadruple. He's so funny. I'm 45 pages into Pumpkin Everything. It is the perfect cozy fall read. Oh, I love that. I need a movie. I love cozy movies. I don't know why. I might have to like listen to it if they have the audio. I do like listening to cozies way more than reading it. Oh, now he's talking to our neighbor. I am so nosy. What you doing? So my neighbor that was what am I trying to say? leaf blowing earlier. He's talking to him now. They're so sweet. I love them. They're retired. We live in like a retired area, and I just absolutely adore our neighbors. Matt reminded me of the Princess Diaries when he says, "Goodbye, trolley people," with his "Hello, internet people." I don't remember that part, but I know, okay, I was gonna share it, but literally everybody has been sharing it, that they're gonna make a Princess Diaries 3. I am freaking out. Also, okay, so we lost our beloved Maggie Smith, and I was very, very upset. And then there's been a couple other people that have died. I mean, we lost Mufasa and Darth Vader. Like, there have just been some big stars passing away, and it's been really, really sad. And then Julie Andrews had her birthday. So I'm scrolling Facebook, and my local news has like a picture of Julie Andrews, and I'm like, no, like, stop it. We just lost Maggie Smith. It was her birthday. And I'm like, I can't handle this right now. I literally thought she had passed away too. And I would have been so upset. But no, she's filming Princess Diaries 3. I'm so excited. I love that movie so, so much. And Matt's like, I've never seen the second one. I'm like, you've never seen the second one? So apparently we need to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and we also need to watch Princess Diaries 2. Well, we have to watch the first one because obviously you have to watch the first one and then get into the second one. But dang, there's been so much I wanted. Was spooky season too. Matt and I rewatched The Haunting of Hill House. That is one of my favorites. I really want to like read more haunted-ish books like that. So if you guys have any recommendations, please let me know, because I don't know of any, and like some that are good. But I love The Haunting of Hill House, like the show. I've watched it like 4 times. And it was really funny because I've watched it at least twice with Matt, and he didn't remember anything when we watched it this last time. And I would say something because I thought, like, sometimes you forget and then you rewatch it and then it triggers all of the memories again. No, he couldn't remember anything. And so I'm like, whoop, guess what that means? And he's like, what? And I'm like, how do you not remember this? I remember the whole thing. Granted, there were like some like middle details that weren't big things that I remembered, but I don't know. He was funny. Love this series. 116 is only 8%. I don't know why I'm like shocked, because I love long books and long series, and I always want more and more and more, but I'm really glad you're liking it. But yeah, 8% is not knowing a ton, but I'm glad you're liking it, or like liking the whole series. I adore Julie Andrews and Anne Hathaway. Same. And the movies were just so, I don't know, I love them. Now I kind of want, like, I love the mom from the Princess Diaries too. Like, I totally want to be like that hippie artist mom. But now I kind of want to have where they fill up the paint balloons and then do that. That'd be such a mess, even outside. Because then with my luck, my dogs would roll in it. But do you know how like magical that would be? It'd be a fun date night. Maybe we would just like paint a sheet. I don't know what we'd do with the sheet afterwards. I'm gonna think on that because that sounds super fun now. But oh, this was so much fun. I had the best time. I hope the audio wasn't super awful. I really like this area of my house. You can see some of my plant babies. I made this. I just took really thick yarn and braided it like a square knot. Like I used to do all the hemp necklaces when I was younger. And then this is Douglas. He's not a Douglas fir. He's a Norwegian fir. But we thought it was funny to call him Douglas or Douglas fir, even though that's not what he is. And I got my snake plants, and then this thing that I don't know, and then all of its propagation babies are in here. Oh, also, when I went to Arizona for the first time to visit Matt's family in 2019, we got saguaro cactus seeds. And so the whole point is that it takes so long for saguaros to grow and they're easily like decimated. So you're supposed to plant seeds, and then like once they get big enough, you're supposed to plant them back in Arizona. I don't know how ethical that is, because sometimes, you know, you can bring diseases and stuff. But this is my baby saguaro that I got. Well, one of them. I only have two. But aren't they cute? They're kind of tipping over. I did have little cowboy hats on them for Halloween, and Matt told me I was being a little extra. But I honestly loved it. But yeah. Side note, that was so random. I don't know. I love sitting in this part of my house. So it's been fun to switch it up. Yeah, the paint balloon painting, it was so fun. The audio really wasn't bad for me. That's good, because like if I film on my phone, it's so echoey and washed out. But sometimes like I'm really surprised what my laptop actually does. Pumpkin Everything is also a Hallmark movie, so maybe that'll work for you. Okay. Oh, I kind of want to go grab it. So on TikTok, there is this author that popped up a gazillion times. I think she wrote Lucky Charm as well, which is like the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce inspired book. But she got me on this book called Christmas Land. So I had to buy it, and I bought April one because April's like the Christmas queen. And that's supposed to be coming out as a movie. I don't know if it's Hallmark or Netflix or who it. Oh, she did post it. I think it was Hallmark. I'm blanking now. But it's called Christmas Land. And like, I just thought it was so cute. It's a really small book, actually. But I got it on TikTok from the artist. So it's signed, and it came with like a bunch of like her little like bookmarks and reading trackers and stuff. And it was so cool. So if y'all are on TikTok, you're missing out, because you could get this. That part I didn't push down. You could get this, or you could get this, or you could get books. Sorry. But yeah, she did announce, I think it comes out in November-ish. It's a really small book. I was kind of surprised for the price, but it's going directly to the author. And it was signed, and it came with a bunch of cute stuff. So that wasn't the problem. There wasn't a problem. I want to just like vlog it one day and sit down and read it, but I have to wait till at least November, because I just have too many like spooky fall things and just fantasy that I want to read. Fun fact, it's illegal to cut down a saguaro even if it's on your land. Yeah, I know they're like super protected. I didn't know that it was illegal, but I grew these from seeds, my little baby saguaros. And then Matt thought it was hilarious that, and so he tried to convince me that saguaro was pronounced sagaro. And I'm like, that's not how they're pronounced. He's back in the house now shaking. So for funsies, we call them cigarros every now and then, but I know they're called saguaros. Oh, you're just going to sit out of...
Just out of camera.
He's going to be like Oz, the Wizard of Oz. You can only hear... Oh. So our next door neighbor is super sweet. Matt told them that I'm antisocial, so they don't talk to me anymore. Okay, so we have neighbors in our backyard that are kind of problematic. They're a little bit quirky, but they will talk to me every single time I'm outside, which I'm outside multiple times a day, and I just don't have time for that, you know? And I don't know how it progressed, but then one day Matt was talking to our next door neighbor about our neighbors in the back, because our next door neighbors have an issue with the people in the back too. So they were like sharing stories or whatever, neighborhood stuff. And Matt was like, yeah, Sam doesn't like talking to people and they keep bugging her. And so then they were super sweet. They're like, oh my gosh, we won't bother her. And he's like, yeah, that's okay. Like, that's good. So now they don't talk to me. It was along those lines. They don't talk to me anymore. Literally. I have not talked to them in over a year. And we were both outside all the time.
I just jibber jabber till the cows come home.
Well, because there was a couple times I would talk to them for like a half an hour, which is fine if it's like every couple of months. But now they don't talk to me because Matt told them I'm antisocial. You guys know I can talk. Pumpkin Everything is so small, only 176 pages. Okay, this sounds very like similar then to, and if they made a Hallmark movie, I wonder. I feel like I would like that. It's not drug out, because I feel like with a lot of cozies, if they hit like 300 to 350 pages, then I'm kind of bored. But they count. It sounds sweet. I'll have to look it up. That is perfect. I'm going to add that to my TBR. It'll be a good palate cleanser after my best friend's exorcism. Thank you so much, Keisha. You just have to wait 80 years for the first arm. Yeah. One of the hiking trails that we go to, so Matt's family's by Gold Canyon. So we have been to, Matt, where have we been?
What?
Where have we been hiking at your grandparents'?
The Wave Cave.
Wave Cave.
Petroglyphs.
I've never been to the petroglyphs. You got
messed up.
He got shin splints. Isn't the one the dinosaur?
Yep.
Is it just the dinosaur?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And they have like all of these fun facts on it. And it was like, it takes 80 to 100 years to grow one arm on a saguaro cactus. And I mean, it's been 5 years and this is what I got. But I love it. And it's very pointy. They look like they'd be soft, they are not. Which, I mean, one would kind of be obvious about. But anyways, oh my gosh. Now I'm losing internet signal. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I will be live next Saturday morning as well. And then possibly after that, we'll see if Matt's sister wants to hang out and do lives or not. I could see it going either way. Or she'll sleep in until like the mid-afternoon. So I'll do sprints by myself. And then when she wakes up, I'll hang out with her. But for now, I hope to see you guys next Saturday. If not, I'll see you next time. And I hope you have the best rest of your weekend. Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.